Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. A Jamaican appointed Chief of Staff to UN Secretary General. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Monday, 20th December 2021. Details when we return.
Conveniently located in the Grand Anne Shopping Centre, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grandans will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Welcome back. A Jamaican has been appointed to one of the top posts within the United Nations. He is Ambassador Courtney Rattray. He's now the Chief of Staff to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. On Friday, Guterres announced that Rattray will succeed Maria Luisa Ribeiro Viotti of Brazil. The news release from the UN said Guterres expressed his profound appreciation to Ribeiro Viotti, saying that he particularly admires her exemplary leadership in steering the work of the United Nations through some of the greatest tests in the organization's history, including the novel coronavirus pandemic and potentially crippling financial crisis, and one of the organization's biggest internal reforms. Her vision, sound judgment, and unmatched integrity inspired and shaped the United Nations and will leave a positive impact on the organization for the years to come, Guterres said. Rattray has been the High Representative for the least developed countries, landlocked developing countries, and small island developing states since July 2021. Prior to his appointment, he served as Jamaica's permanent representative to the United Nations in New York, during which time he was also co-chair of the Group of Friends of the Sustainable Development Goals SDGs financing children and the SDGs, and the Group of Friends of Decent Work. He previously served as Jamaica's ambassador to China 2008 to 2013, director of the Bilateral Relations Department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade of Kingston 2005 to 2008. In another item out of Jamaica, all Jamaicans over the age of 18 who have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 can now get a booster shot.
The announcement was made by Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton.
Previously, the booster program was open to healthcare workers and the over 60s. Starting immediately, meaning tomorrow, all who qualify, all age cohort over 18 can now take a booster. We have the stocks to support this, and indeed we want to encourage it.
The health minister said the country now has well over 1 million doses of vaccine in stock, following another shipment of vaccines from the United States. The vaccines include close to 400,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine, which is the most commonly used booster drug.
In other news, Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley doubled down on her criticism of the ongoing industrial action taken by some nurses. More in this Barbados Today news item.
In a strongly worded statement today, PM Mottley insisted that the action is unwarranted and is a potentially dangerous situation. She again blasted General Secretary of the Unity Workers Union, Caswell Franklin, for taking the action she deems uncalled for.
Having read the comments attributed to Bishop Adderley, Senator Franklin, and Derek Allen, I must say that I'm even more disturbed by this totally unwarranted and potentially dangerous situation that has been created by the Franklin-inspired strike. What are they really saying to us in today's media? Who is really going to hurt? Are they saying that the lives of Bajans don't matter? Are they saying that the lives of working people and poor people don't matter? Exactly to what lengths will this group go to make a political point? Are you really boasting that you have paralyzed the national vaccination program in the middle of a dangerous and deadly pandemic with new variants looking around? Are you seriously personally satisfied that your actions are preventing your own citizens from getting access to potential life-saving medications when the clear evidence emerging is that this is what protects us against these new variants that are lurking?
Motley also chided opposition leader Bishop Joseph Avali and the General Secretary of the DLP, Derek Alling, for their support of Senator Franklin and has called for common sense to prevail.
But let us remember who is at risk and who may die as a result of it. They need vaccines to protect themselves from death and hospitalization. And boasting that you have collapsed the program when there is clearly a need for vaccine protection for Delta and Omicron is a most unfortunate development. And this is not just politics now, this is ignorance and recklessness.
However, Democratic Labour Party spokesman on health, Andrea Worrell, suggested that Prime Minister Motley's intervention on the matter was unfortunate and it has only thrown fuel on the fire.
The unfortunate intervention by the Prime Minister in the strike by the Unity Workers Union nurses has thrown fuel on the fire when the matter needs to be quickly resolved. The nurses striked over long-standing issues which were made even more perplexing as a result of tremendous burden which the healthcare sector had been under as a result of the COVID surge. The safe zones and vaccine mandate may be the catalyst for the strike, however, more pressing issues are on the card. Instead of addressing these issues, the Prime Minister focused on undermining the character of the striking workers and the lone union which saw it fit to take a stand for the rights of the workers in Barbados.
Worrell is urging the government to work quickly to address the long-standing issues raised by nurses.
The nurses made it clear that the vaccines alone will not make their work environment safe and that other long-standing issues needed to be addressed. Among these are the payment of hazard pay and allocation of adequate PPE to nurses, including those at the polyclinics and not just the ones at the isolation centers. Other critical issues included the overall safety of the working environment as well as the cleanliness of the working environment. With increasing incidents of bed bugs in the facilities, the nurses should be heard and negotiated with in a fair and cordial manner.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
Trinidad and Tobago's National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines says a formal police investigation is underway into what is being described as a breach of security that led to the arrival of an Omicron variant of COVID-19 into Trinidad and Tobago. The minister says there may very well be legal consequences. Nicole M. Romney of TV6 News has some details.
Minister Hines made it clear that the police are probing the circumstances which allowed for a passenger on a flight from New York to enter this country with a positive PCR test. TV6 understands that as a result of this breach, several persons are now in quarantine. Mr. Hines says a conviction for the female passenger is possible.
Well, I am aware that a formal report was made to the police on the matter with the particular passenger, as has happened before with other passengers. And Mr. Williams and his team will conduct their investigation, record their statements, do their business. This woman is at the moment in quarantine in one of our step-down facilities. She will be questioned by them, and I understand, and in my own view, quite properly, they might be aiming to a prosecution because, as you know, a breach in the way she flagrantly did it is punishable with a fine of up to $350,000.
However, when asked if action will be taken against the airline, the minister said it may be difficult, but he will have more information after the police probe is concluded.
Insofar as the airline, Copa Airline, is concerned, we have relationships with the rest of the world, as the rest of the world with airlines. And for my own part, I know that it would be impossible to, well, our laws would not affect things that happen in other jurisdictions for the first part. I would wait until I get details from the police in order to decide on the next step in that regard.
He gave an assurance that work is regularly being done on the TT Travel Pass system to avoid situations like this.
The matter of the TT Travel Pass is under constant review, looking for ways to make it stronger, make it better, more in sync with even international best practice standards in relation to such matters. And in this case, it is quite clear that ours is an honor system which largely relies on the honor and the truthfulness of the person uploading the information.
Nicole M. Romney, TV6 News.
And finally, the Antigua and Barbuda Parliament has approved the lifting of the state of emergency and curfew that has been in place since March 2020 to curb the spread of the coronavirus pandemic.
Prime Minister Magasin Brown moving the resolution in the lower house Thursday. He says the state of emergency's removal will also mean the end of the curfew, but certain health protocols will remain.
The wearing of masks, social distancing, and sanitization, those remain in place. There are also certain restrictions that will be further enforced in terms of socializations, maximum amount of persons to be socialized at any given point. And also in terms of fetes, the cabinet yesterday determined that no large fetes should be allowed within the next 3-week period to allow for a safe Yuletide season, recognizing that the Yuletide season is one of the opportunities for spread based on increased socializations.
Conveniently located in the Grand Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Granance will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.